be sorry for leaving and growing up. You were riding your bike to the sound of It's No Big Deal. You can see the world following the seasons anywhere you go. You don't need a reason, 'cause they never showed you love. Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. It's Nina. If you are new here, welcome. So nice to meet you. And if you're not new, thanks for coming back. So last week, Harry's album came out, and all weekend I've been listening to it and trying to figure out which song I wanted to teach from it. This one immediately, as soon as I heard it, I knew that I had to learn it and teach it. So today we're learning Matilda. This song, upon first hearing to it, sounds a little bit complicated, and it is. It has taken me quite a while to get it down here. The intro riff and all the picking and everything, we have to deal with different tuning, all of that. So of course I wanted to teach you guys the picking pattern and all of that stuff, but I also wanted to give you guys the option for a beginner version, easy chords, not so complicated if you are not there up to picking yet, and all these other little techniques that we're going to use for the picking pattern. Both of these tabs are going to be on my website. You can download them. I have a tab for the picking version, and I also have one for the beginner version. All the chords, picking, strumming, lyrics, everything's going to be on these tabs. And you can download them as a PDF, so you can either print it out or just like have it in front of you while we're learning here. And I will also be posting a full-length demo / play along of the beginner version on my other channel. So if you guys want to play along with me to either version, you can go head over to that video. I put the chords and the strumming on the screen so that we could play along together. But yeah, let's get into the video. So first things first, I'm going to be teaching you guys the beginner version first. So if you guys want to fast forward to this timestamp, that's when I'm going to start teaching the picking and the version that you hear in the song. So for the beginner version, you're going to have your capo on the 2nd fret, and I chose this version because there's no bar chords and all of these chords are pretty easy, so we love that. The chords we're going to need for this version are C, F, A minor, E minor, D minor 7, which looks like this, and normal E major. And most of those chords show up in the bridge. For most of the song, you're just gonna need C and F. And I'm just gonna teach you guys a basic strumming pattern that goes well with this song. But a lot of this song also, like when you get to the bridge and the end chorus, you can just do single strum. And also I'm gonna show you guys an easy way you can do some finger picking for the easy version, so it kind of like brings it up a level to intermediate if you guys want that. We got C and F for this intro. So the basic strumming pattern is gonna be down, down, up, up, down, up. Again, down, down, up, down, up. And each chord's gonna get one strumming pattern here, so you're kind of splitting the measure between C and F, and then you go to F and do the same thing. Down, down, up, down, up. And then back to C. Down, down, up, down, up, and then to F. So a little bit faster, it's gonna sound like this. So I'm just gonna demo the first verse real quick here. You were riding your bike to the sound of It's No Big Deal. And you're trying to lift off the ground on those old two wheels. I'm still trying to remember the words and the melody, so bear with me. So that's gonna be what you're gonna do for the verses and the little instrumentals between each, chorus into the verse and the intro and all of that. And then when you get to the chorus, it's just gonna change a little bit. We got C, F, and then on the last line, you're gonna throw in an A minor. So we got C, down, down, up, down, up, and then to F again, down, down, up, then to C, and then back to F, C, F, and on this last line you're gonna go to A minor, down, down, up, down, up, and then back to F. So let's sing that, shall we? You can let it go. You can throw a party full of everyone you know and not invite your family 'cause they never showed you love. You don't have to be sorry, believing and growing up. And you go back to C, F. So this part's pretty simple here. And then for the second chorus, it has 2 stanzas, so you just repeat all of that over again. And then we get to the bridge, and in the song, it's very like single piano notes. It's like there's no guitar for the rest of the song here for some reason. For this whole bridge, you can either single strum it or do really quiet strumming. I just like to single strum, so we got F. You're just in time, make your T and your toes. A friend, all you post isn't that you're close. Ooh, you don't have to go. You don't have to go. There's a long way to go. I don't believe that time will change your mind. In other words, okay, so for this part, you're basically downstrumming on each like word. On my tab, I always write the chord right above the word you're supposed to downstrum it on. So for this part, we go, you don't have to go. So on have, that's when you use downstrum E minor. Have to go. Same thing with the next chord, D minor 7. You don't have to go. And this part when you go long way to go. So we got C, long, E minor, way, F to go. Same thing with the next one. Time will change your mind. In other words, I know they won't hurt you anymore as long as you can let them go. So it's good that it's just a single strum so you could focus on switching chords and like all of that, but that's how I play the bridge. And then we go into the last chorus. And for the last chorus, you can go back to the strumming or you can continue on with the single strumming, but it's just going to be slightly different chords here. We got F, F again, and then C, E minor. You can pull up the tab to see all these chords, but everything's going to be the same. It's just the chords are changing. Strumming is going to stay the same. So we got F. You can let it go. You can throw a party full of everyone you know. You can start a family who will always show you love. You don't have to be sorry for doing it on your own. You can let it go. You can throw a party full of everyone you know. You can start a family who will always show you love. You don't have to be sorry, no. And that's how it ends. Very simple if you were just doing basic chords, basic strumming. Oh, before I move on to the picking, I'm gonna show you guys what you can do with this version to bring it up a notch a little bit. And that would be to do this picking pattern where you rest your thumb on the bass string of whatever chord you're playing. So if it's C, it's gonna be the 5th string. And your first and second fingers are going to be hooked around that 3rd string and 2nd string. So first finger is on the 3rd string, second finger is on that 2nd string. You can see those are where you're going to put your fingers. And for the chords, you just kind of alternate between the two. So you hit that bass string with your thumb, and then you're going to pluck up on those 2 chords or 2 strings at the same time. And you're just gonna do that 4 times per chord here. So bass string, and then when you switch to F, you're gonna move your thumb down to the 4th string because that's the bass string of F. So how this is gonna sound is like this. You were riding your bike to the sound of It's No Big Deal. So you kind of see how that gives it a little bit of the same rhythm and kind of picking nature that the actual song has in it. So that's just a little something I wanted to show you guys before I moved on. But if you want to know like the true way of playing this song with all of the hammer-ons, harmonics, weird tuning, that's what we're gonna do now. So I'm gonna switch my guitars. Okay, so I spent literally so many hours yesterday just playing this riff over and over and over again, and that's truly how you will learn it, because like as soon as you just commit it to muscle memory, you don't have to think about it too much, but you definitely have to just keep playing it slow over and over and over again. Basically, the hardest part is the intro. The rest of it can actually be pretty easy once you get like the basic picking pattern here. Okay, so for the official version, you are actually going to change the tuning on your guitar, but it's only going to be this E string. You are going to tune this to drop D, which means you're just going to tune it from an E down to a D. Now, if you don't have a normal tuner, you just have the app, it might be a little bit harder for you to tune this because the app doesn't do that unless you pay for that option. But if you pluck your fourth string, that's the D. So what I did is that I just like, you make sure they are in the same kind of sound, I guess, I don't know. So the sixth string and the fourth string are basically going to be the same note. This E string though is just going to be lower, I would say. So they're both D, but this is the low D. That's the biggest difference here, and there's no capo, obviously. So I'll give you guys a little demo of the intro, and then we're going to go into teaching it. I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I still don't have this like perfectly mastered, but I'm gonna try my best. I just wanted to be able to film this video so that you guys could get practicing on it. Also, pro tip, cut your nails, because I had to chop off all my fingernails to be able to play this. It just makes it so much easier, and you won't get as frustrated because your nails won't be getting caught on the strings. So that's gonna be the basics of it, the instrumentals for this song, the little riff. You're gonna do it 4 times in a row, and then it jumps into the verse. The first thing about this is that there's 2 techniques I think that we're using here, and that's, the first one is hammer-on, which is what we're doing right here, where we hammer on your second finger. That's the first technique. And then the second thing is harmonics. And a harmonic is like a note that's on very specific frets where it has like this sound where you can touch all of the strings right on top of the fret on the 7th fret, and sound still comes out. This doesn't happen for all of the frets, because if you like move it up here, you're not gonna hear anything. But on the 7th fret, you're gonna hear that. So you're not pressing down, you're just touching the string right above the fret. Right here, you were just touching it lightly. And then you were going to pluck up, and the sound comes out. So that's called a harmonic. So instead of it sounding like this, on the 7th fret here, it's gonna sound like this. It gives it like a weird sound, like a harp almost, I don't know. So that's the other technique we're gonna use here. So the first thing you're going to do is put your first finger on the 4th fret, 5th string. What you're gonna do is pluck the 6th string open with your thumb, and then you're going to pluck up on that 5th string, and this is where you're going to hammer on. You're going to hammer on your 2nd finger to that 5th fret. That's the first part here. So 6th string open, pluck the 5th string, hammer on that 2nd finger. And you really have to like hammer it on, or else you're not going to get the sound out. You really have to like press really hard. And then you're going to pluck the 4th string open with your 3rd finger, your middle finger. So that's the first part. So we got 6, hammer on, open 3rd string, and then you're going to use your 1st string to pluck the 5th string again before you go into the harmonics. And then this is where the harmonics come in. You're going to move that 3rd finger, is what I use, and I put it right over that 7th fret bar, and you're going to pluck up on the 2nd string and the 3rd string. You want to kind of pluck it hard so that the sound comes out. That's could be the hardest part of this, is making sure you're getting the sound out. So very slowly. It's going to be difficult at first to remember all of this, but I promise you, if you do it really, really slow and then just continue to like pick up the speed, you will get better at it. If you don't know how to read tabs, the ones that I write, I have all of the names of the strings on the left, starting with at the top is the first string, and then the way you get to the bottom is the sixth string. How you're looking at the tab is how you look at your guitar from this angle, and when it has a number, that means which fret you are going to play the note on. So if you see 4H5, that means put your finger on the 4th fret and hammer on to the 5th fret. So that's what that is. And then when you see a parentheses, that means the harmonic. I have a whole video about understanding chord charts and tabs and all of that, so I will link that up here. And then moving on to the second half of this riff, it's going to be very similar, just a few little different things here. In this part, you're going to put your second finger on the 6th string, 5th fret. And your first finger is going to stay on that 4th string again. You're basically going to do the same exact thing this time again. So pluck the 6th string and then hammer on your 3rd finger this time to that 5th fret. So, and then you're going to play the 4th string open and then pluck the 5th string again. So that's going to be that part. And instead of doing the harmonic on the 2nd and 3rd strings, you're going to do 3, 4. Slight differences here, but the pattern is kind of the same. So again, this second part. And that's going to be the whole intro here. There's those two parts. There's like the first pattern and then the second pattern. Going back to the first one, very slowly. And then we put our second finger on the 5th string. Now, when I was trying to figure out this part, I turned to online, the internet. I looked up to see if anyone had written tabs, and I saw a couple. They didn't seem completely right to me, so then I went to YouTube, and I found this really great video. I will link it down below, but this guy's video helped me figure out that it was drop D tuning, which I didn't even think about. It's so interesting how this song is because it reminds me a lot of how like John Mayer plays guitar with the harmonics and like the weird tuning and everything. But I love songs like this because it's such a challenge for me to, do something different than all of my Taylor Swift songs, like the basic 4-chord and, basic strumming patterns and stuff. So good one to challenge yourself on for sure. So for the intro, you're going to play that entire thing 4 times, and I think on the last time, instead of doing the 3, 4, you're just gonna do 4. And then it goes into the verse. So let me just play that all really slowly all together. Don't worry if you guys cannot get this, just keep going back and trying it over and over again. One thing that helped me is that I'm only using my thumb to play the 6th string. For all of the other strings, I'm using my first 3 fingers. Your thumb can't move as fast as your other fingers can, and it just helps you be able to pluck up instead of having to pluck down. So when you're practicing, this is just what you're gonna do over and over and over again. Don't try to go too fast because then you're gonna get frustrated and your fingers are just kind of have a mind of their own. Just really be thinking about playing the right notes and not trying to rush into it and playing it too fast. So that is going to be the intro here. So all together, I'll play it full speed. And then we get into the verse, and this part is going to be a lot easier in the way that it's much more repetitive and you don't have hammer-ons or harmonics or anything like that. The only thing is that these are just not your normal chords, and so it's just like a memory thing. Just keep doing it over and over again. So the first thing we're gonna do is put our 3rd finger on the 5th string, 5th fret. You're gonna start with your thumb on the 6th string. You're gonna hook your first finger on the 5th string, and then your third finger on the fourth string. And you're gonna do kind of an arpeggio, which kind of means like you go up and down and up and down. You're gonna do 6, 5, 4, and then 5, 4, 5, 4. That's just the picking pattern here. So 6, 5, 4, 5, 4, 5, 4, 5. The first one's going to be 6, 5, 4, 5. And then you're going to add your first finger on that 4th fret, 4th string. So on that second time. So then you go 5, 4, 5, and then you take it off. So it's gonna sound like this. 6, 5, 4, 5. Put your finger on, and then off. All together it's gonna sound like this. You're going to keep that picking pattern the whole time for the verse. The only thing that's going to be changing is this finger going on and off, and then the shape of the chord. So that's the first part here. And then we go to the next chord, which is you're putting your second finger up on the 6th string, 5th fret, and you're going to do the same thing we did with the other chord, with this chord, and your first finger going on and off of that 4th string. 6, 5. And so this third chord is going to be a little bit of a stretch if you have smaller hands. It's not my favorite, I will say, but your pinky is going to reach all the way to that 7th fret, 6th string. Your second finger is going to go on the 5th string, 5th fret, and then you're going to be using your first finger to go on and off of that 4th string again. So it's going to sound like this. And then put it on. It is a stretch and it's going to be hard to kind of switch if you're like not used to using your pinky, but I think it'll help you, you know, with your pinky strength because we don't use it that often. And then you're going to go back to the same chord that we did for the second chord, so this one. So all together it's going to sound like this. So that's going to be the whole verse there. You're just going to keep going. So let's see if I can sing it with the words. I haven't attempted it yet. So let's see. You riding your bike to the sound of it's no big deal. It'd help if I knew the words. So that's kind of how the verse is gonna sound. And then we go to the chorus, which is gonna be even easier than that part, which I love. It's going to be a similar picking pattern to the verse. You are going to do an arpeggio with your thumb, first finger, and third finger. The first chord is open, so you don't have to do anything with your left hand. You're just gonna do 6, 5, 4, 5, 6, 5, 4, 5. 6, 5, 4, 5, 6, 5, 4, 5. And then you're going to put your second finger on the 5th string. So the same exact picking pattern the whole time. Then we move up to the 7th fret, 7th string. And then back to the 5th string. And then we go to the second half, which is going to just be a little bit different. Same thing, the first one is open. And the 5th fret, I mean. And then you're gonna slide all the way up to the 9th fret. And then back down to the 5th string, or 5th fret. So how is it gonna sound? It's like this. Let's bring up the words. You can let it go. You can throw a party, love everyone you know. Not invite your family, cause they never showed you love. You don't have to be sorry for leaving and growing up. And then after the chorus, it goes back into the intro riff for the instrumental. So just like... And and you're gonna do that 4 times or twice through, and then it goes into the second verse, same thing, second chorus is gonna be same thing, and then when you get to the bridge, this part's a little iffy. There's a bunch of different chords you can do, but it changes based on the tuning. It changes the shape of all the chords that you're playing because your 6th string is not a normal 6th string. What I like to do is just kind of stick with the chords we were doing for the chorus, just because it like makes it easier for the bridge, either like a strum or like a pluck of all the chords on the top here. So when it goes, see, I always forget the melody of the bridge. A friend going posters without your clothes. So basically I will just do the chords that we use for the chorus, which they're not really chords because you're just moving your first finger on one string up and down here, but you're just in time, make your tea and your toast. Open. And then I go back to the 5th string. A friend all you posters and let you close. Up to the 9th fret and then back down to the 7th fret. You don't have to go. So 5th string, you don't have to go. And then for the part that goes long way to go, I usually do 7, 9, and then 5. And then the same thing again. So I'm gonna include this in the tab for you guys just so that you know the order of the chords I use for the bridge. And then we have our last chorus. Chords are a little bit different, but I just kind of keep going with the normal chorus chords because I think that's just a little bit simpler, and I just do like the you can let it go, you can throw a party full of everyone you know, nothing but your family. So yeah, I just wanted to give you guys like a more simplified version of the picking because it can be super intimidating if you're kind of a beginner, kind of intermediate to like jump into this kind of song. But I hope this was helpful for you guys. If you have any more questions, please comment them down below. In the play along version, I'll just be doing the basic strumming, the beginner version, and if you guys want to play the picking version, we could do a little duet here. Yeah, that's gonna be it for this video. Let me know what other songs you want to hear from Harry's house. Please give this video a thumbs up if you thought it was helpful. Trying my best here, but thank you guys so much for watching. I post new videos every Tuesday and Friday, so if you want to subscribe, go ahead and do that. I will see you guys in the next video. Bye. I need to know the words. Oh my god. My fingers hurt so bad. The focus I need right now, I do not have. Am I gonna be able to do this 4 times in a row? I don't know. You know, sometimes if you're just repeating over and over and keep messing up, you need to just take a minute, stop playing it over and over again, regroup, maybe like take a walk around, and then come back like 10 minutes later, because that's what I probably need to do right now.